Hello and welcome to another video, and the Atari VCS has actually arrived for one person at least. Now I'm going to go through this video. It's about 10-11 minutes long, and I've watched the first minute and then I thought I'll just go through it all just off the cuff and just give my thoughts as we go. Let's just see. I've seen some of the comments in this on this video already, and yeah, it's going to be interesting, I think. But let's just go through it bit by bit and see what we get. Wow, give a shout out. The following video was a time-sensitive production. For some reason, I received my Atari before virtually any other backer. Basically, I rushed to get this out. While I did try to be entertaining, it was also important to be informative. Please enjoy this quick review of the Atari VCS.
So, I have at least a little bit of good news about the Atari VCS. It actually exists.
Well, that should be very good news. Well, it's arrived. It exists. It feels a bit. It looks kind of a bit lightweight from what he's holding up there, but let's go with it. Let's see. So it's the main intro screen.
So yeah, I think I'm just as surprised as anyone.
Doesn't he look overwhelmed with his with his new purchase? This is a guy called Twin Blasters. No idea what his real name is, but I'm not sure where the phone comes into it. Maybe I know you can. I think from one of the trailers you can synchronize your phone with it. Let's see anyway.
I finally got my Atari. It's sitting right there. So on December 11th, Atari on their Indiegogo put out update number 42, and it says, "Hello backers, today is the day. By the time you are reading this, the campaign tracker at the top of the Indiegogo page should have switched to
no expense spent on the the innards there for the box.
shipping, and the first packages should be labeled and heading out the door and on their way to you, our loyal backers." And the email just goes on and on. They also sent over a PDF that kind of explains what day one is supposed to be like, and I'll go over that here. I'm not going to read you the entire
Hold up, fella, hold up. What, why have you got two cameras filming you at the same time? Just have one camera and point and shoot. The one you got there, showing you in front of the machine working, that's all you need. That one looks like you got some sort of carbon monoxide hose going into the back room, and something's going on there. I don't quite know, but that's very bizarre. That is.
PDF. I'm just going to go through like kind of the weird stuff that sticks out.
Well, that cable, that cable's one of the weird things, that's for sure.
So, using browser-based apps and streaming services. When using a streaming service, you are essentially accessing the web version of the service using a Chrome browser. At this time, you can only use these services using the companion app or a keyboard and mouse. We will be adding controller support in a future update. Passwords in browser and unique login. As of the Atari VCS ship date, Chrome login credentials are not linked to individual user accounts. The last Chrome account that was logged into will be accessible to anyone subsequently logging into the VCS. If Dad logs into Chrome and then logs off the VCS, anyone else in the family who logs into their VCS account can open Gmail and read Dad's emails.
Ooh, well, Dad can't be subscribing to a certain internet website unless he's got a verified account, because they seem to have purged all non-verified videos from that website. They had, can't mention it on here, the name of the one, but I think you know the one. It was all over Twitter yesterday. They had like 14 million videos, and by the time they'd finished, they had less than 5 million videos after purging all the unverified accounts. But how many people are going to buy a VCS to read their emails on? You can read your emails on a bloody phone. You know, I read my emails on the phone. Obviously, I've got them on my PC as well, but I CC them to my phone, Gmail, so I can read them while I'm out and about. But yeah, so I don't think many people are going to be doing that. They buy the VCS to play games. It must have tons of fantastic games, yes?
The same is true for login credentials to streaming services and other browser-based apps. We have already changed this so that Chrome logins are linked to specific VCS user accounts, but we had not been able to test the change prior to shipping. Using controllers in-game. This is a brand new platform and we are still discovering new things and identifying and solving small issues that arise in porting as developers deliver their game files. We have noticed, for example, that sometimes certain button presses will respond differently depending on if your controller is connected via Bluetooth or a wire. We are working closely with the game developers to iron these issues out, and the developers have been sending us updates to their game files as they implement small fixes.
So that sounds like if you try and play a game wirelessly versus plugging it in, you get lag. So it's basically like, I know Stadia has a load of glitching on it, even though the diehard fanboys admit, well, they don't admit, they claim there isn't any glitching on it, but it's bloody obvious when you watch any video I've seen. And button presses. I tried a free trial of, well, it was for a week of PS Now, but I played one level of God of War and just bowed straight out because the lag was horrible. It was like half a second behind pressing buttons. It's just. So it sounds like Atari VCS has got that problem as well. Ugh.
Well, that's bizarre. So I guess, in short, if I use it in Bluetooth, I may get a different kind of input response than if I use the USB. So it's a pretty long PDF, and I'm not going to go through everything.
Thank God for that. So it's lag, basically.
But you can upgrade the solid-state drive and add more space because there's an open slot. And you can upgrade the RAM, which also has open slots. It currently has 8 gigs. You can go up to 32. So I'm usually very selective about my word choice in my production.
Hang on. So you can upgrade the memory from 8 gig to 32, but surely, I mean, I've got 16 gigabytes in my PC. The next PC I want to get will have 32 gigabytes, but it doesn't really matter how much RAM you put in. It's going to be bottlenecked by the processor inside this damn thing.
So I'm usually very selective about my word choice in my productions, no matter how simple or silly they are, because I like them to be timeless. I don't like to lock it in as a YouTube video or something that could in the future no longer exist. But for the following statement, I'm going to make an exception.
So, are you following any of this? What's he wittering on about?
Because it's just really strange.
It certainly is. So you're going to start making some sense soon?
So, like I said before, on December 11th, Atari sent out that Indiegogo update that said that they were shipping and that everything was happening and it was all good. And then on the 12th, Saturday, I got a shipping email that said the Atari was on its way. And then later on Saturday, I got the Atari. The email said it was going to take 8 to 10 days.
Well, you sound very happy about it, don't you? I mean, if you are happy, tell your face.
Obviously, I'm not complaining. That is some hardcore shipping, but here's where it gets weird and no longer timeless. Today is Sunday the 13th. I got my Atari yesterday. And as far as I can tell, aside from maybe Atari themselves or press or whatever, there are no videos of the VCS. Nobody owns one. And on top of that, no videos of the VCS. Nobody owns one.
There I am! Yay!
One. And on top of that, there are no eBay listings for them either. Like, nobody's trying to scalp them or list their pre-order for a profit or...
As one person's commented on this video, there's no eBay listings because nobody wants one.
Whatever. It's weird. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. But let's stop talking about the specs and the news and the Indiegogo updates and all the stuff we see everywhere. I have one right here. It exists. It's real.
Get on with it.
Let's just dive in, critique it, give it an honest review, and see if it's worth all the waiting.
Cheer up, fella.
The controllers are actually really comfortable and of a respectable quality. The modern controller is the exact layout of an Xbox controller, and it actually has an Xbox mode, like you could use this on your Series X. The joystick is perfect for the classic games. And it has this really cool LED effect when you mess with the stick. I guess we'll start with home.
We'll just remind everyone that this costs $400. The units and the extra. I can't remember now. I think no, I think it was $400 for everything he's got there, the units and the 2 controllers.
Start with the home menu. So this is the main dashboard. You know, it looks nice enough.
Wow, there's so much of it. Oh, amazing! God, how can you have so much? You've got Missile Command Recharge, which was free for everyone who bought the console, like 2-3 years ago, whenever it was. The Atari Vault, which has been labelled the Atari VCS Vault there. Atari VCS Companion, I guess you'll get into that. Access to Chrome, like you do on any PC. And access to Netflix, which you can do on any PC and a phone and through your TV. And
I've installed a couple of things. Missile Command Recharged I got for free, I think, because I was a backer. And then the Atari VCS Companion I haven't messed with because it's a phone app, and I guess it just lets you like control the Chrome app and stuff. And then I installed Netflix just because it was there. The Atari VCS Vault, that is where you can play all the arcade games or the 2600 games, and you can use either controller and all the games play.
So show some games.
I had a really interesting experience in the store. When I checked it out, I saw that there was an Atari VCS Vault 2, and my favorite, I saw that there was an Atari VCS Vault 2.
Hold the front page, I'm dying here. Atari VCS Vault 2. Hang on, why is OnStream Arcade costing you 99 cents? I thought it was a subscription thing. Oh, sorry, they've completely taken me out. Obviously there's Guntech, which does look a good game, but yeah, I wouldn't be paying $400 and then just buying it just for that. I'll check it out when it's on Steam, which I think Steam and Xbox coming out in 2021.
2. And my favorite Atari game that I know of, because I'm not terribly familiar, is Pitfall. And so I was like, okay, cool. Maybe Volume 2 will have Pitfall because the default volume did not. So you can see it's $4.99. And so I was like, oh, that's $5, whatever. So I went and I set up to buy it.
Ooh.
After I clicked buy now, it said download. And when I clicked download, nothing happened. And I thought that was a little strange. So I tried again. It turns out I was charged twice. And it's hard to tell if that's fully in focus, but almost all the information in there says not applicable. There is no information. This is my receipt for the VCS Volume 2, which I still never got. Not applicable, not applicable, not applicable California, not applicable United States 5555555.
Let's just hope that the payment is not applicable and that he's not physically been charged for it.
Your order contains Atari VCS Vault 2, quantity, some ridiculous amount of code that is really strange, $4.99.
Let's just go back to that. The quantity. Well, quantity is 1. The SKU, that's just kind of what it's called. To the like a code for the system.
Your order contains Atari VCS Vault 2, quantity, some ridiculous amount of code that is
just
really
says
strange.
Quantity 1.
$4.99. So yeah, there's really not much to offer yet. Aside from your streaming services and Twitch, there's 1, 2, 3 games, and then the Vault Volume 2, which I still haven't been able to get to work. So yeah, I got charged twice for the Vault 2, and it's been almost 24 hours and I still don't have access. My order numbers were 384 and 385, which I guess, if I had to guess, would tell you that there's only been 385 orders of anything off of their store.
Or there's only been 2 orders, and it's just that the person before you has ordered it 383 times. That's a possibility.
In the entire console's lifespan. So here's your vault. You can navigate it a couple of different ways. You get your little arcade game selection. There's the 2600 game selection, which is pretty sizable.
I'll just stop it right there. I played the Atari VCS Vault on my PC through Steam, and it's the exact same layout. So far I spent $400 for everything, all the kit, and it's $10 more for the single game he's ordered twice and not got, and and it's just he could have spent a fiver on a PC or even on a phone. You can get it through the phone now, and still got the Atari Vault. And
But some of the more popular ones are missing, which I assume are in Vault 2.
Someone else said in the comments on this video that you won't get Pitfall because it's an Activision game, not an Atari game, so that's why it's not part of the Atari Vault. This is Asteroids, which is the arcade version.
Yeah.
This is worth $400, isn't it?
This is what I'm talking about. This right here, this is what I waited over 2 years for.
Oh, the tension! Wow, fantastic. I'll buy 10.
So yeah, I don't know what to say. Is it worth what I paid? No. Does it have potential? Sure. Absolutely nobody,
One
at
day.
least nobody's announced that they've developed for it, but it could be cool.
The one guy who's developed for it, which is the only guy who seems to be the only developer, Yanni Penttinen, who's developed that Guntech game, which I've mentioned before in another video, and it does look pretty cool. But again, I'll wait for the Steam version of that to come out sometime in 2021. I'm certainly not going to spend $400 on this pile of junk. If it comes out to buy normally and ends up being like 20 quid in game, like the Ouya ended up, I'd buy it then, but not before.
It could have its own fun, cute little library. It doesn't have to be the most spectacular thing of all time, but it does need something to offer, because as it is now, it's just a 2600. It's
a pile of shit.
You know, it's pretty crazy. A lot of people really didn't think this thing was going to come out, myself included.
Yeah, it has, and it's shit.
One point, actually. In September of 2019, I wrote them this email. I really was looking forward to this system, but the fact that you've missed all of your deadlines, never showed the console running at all whatsoever, and have stopped updating in general, I think I'm no longer convinced. The talk all over the internet isn't helping either. You need to post an update very soon showing the VCS in action. I dropped over $300 on it, which I'll be asking for back if something doesn't happen to change my mind.
Yeah, good luck getting that back, fella, when Atari filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and maybe some more people will have got this thing. So far, you seem to be the only one. Hey, at least you got something, which is a positive.
Honestly, I think we just need to wait a little while. Once more people have one and things get optimized, stuff gets added to the store, we'll get more of an idea of the future of the Atari VCS. It's certainly been an interesting journey.
As critical as they may sound, I am still optimistic. I like the VCS, but if you're watching from Atari, please be considerate of this feedback, as it is some of the first you're hearing. And that's all that. So, that's the Atari VCS. Go on, let's have a quick look at some of the comments on this thing. Really glad you finally got it, but Jesus, it's a real mess. I see, only 5 games on the store? 3. 2 of them were technically games. Like I said, it's a cool thing. If developers take a chance, it could be pretty cool. Out of interest, where do you think this is heading? I originally backed this, but pulled out shortly before it ended on Indiegogo. I can't see many more games being released apart from the ones announced. Do you think they'll push the sandbox mode? It's hard to say. I really don't want it to fail. B2 would be a perfect platform for indie devs, similar to the Ouya. Really solid review, mate, but would love to see more VCS vids in the coming weeks and months. 618, what happens if you press see all? I'm to 618.
And
yeah, right there, see all. I guess that's the only. I'm guessing that's the only games that are available at the moment. So you have seen all. It would just show you that and nothing else. Edward, the PS5 didn't stand a chance. Pete Wilson, interesting. I was expecting the console to be bigger than Atari Flashback. Looks like it can do a tiny bit more, but if all it can play is streaming services and compilation packs of old games that I can already download on my PC, then I will be disappointed. Get ready to be disappointed. Thanks for posting this, says Stephen. Just found my orders in the 20k range now, and I'm reading the right number. Looks like I'm relying on videos for a while. The Atari Creep says, thanks so much for sharing this, bro. Your experience is exactly what I thought was going to happen at launch. I agree with 100% of your final statements. Thanks. Booster McBlast, if they had at least improved the the Asteroids emulation, I have the Atari. Oh God, get your words out, Dom. I have the arcade cabinet, and the shown version doesn't look any better than 10 years ago. Armour Wolf figures 2 years ago said this was going to be a mess and not worth it. I was right. 578. I obviously don't agree that this is just a 2600. Content evolves as with every device, and if you want to do something else and play the vault, you already can. Had a reply from the guy. Probably not my best choice of words. I meant to emphasise what was lacking. It's not going to be that way forever, which is why I typically avoid content that doesn't age well. Yeah, that was kind of did seem like he was tripping over his words for a while. I agree it needs more content, but the 2600 couldn't play arcade quality games, well neither can this. We've seen the Call of Duty Warzone dumpster fire. Or direct emulations of those games, not disagreeing that it needs more for the buck. But yeah, that's the comment from Manuel. It's not on eBay because nobody wants it. Takedown Mac, thanks for doing this early look review. I hope they get the storage use fixed. As for the games on the official Twitter page, they have been showing some games. They even said some of the games will be on the store day one. Now either they haven't updated the store to show all the games they were talking about, or they are lying. Oh, what a surprise. I just hope it isn't. I just hope it's that the games aren't ready or something. I don't know. Thanks for the video. And Ankimara, thanks for the early look. Remember, this thing isn't actually released to the market yet, so only backers are getting them now. Atari stated between backer release and market release, they would be filling the marketplace that were essentially helping polish the system and bug fix. It's the backer beta test phase, my own words. I'm cringing to think how many backers haven't stayed in the loop enough to understand, and will review judge it as if it was released to market. You'll probably see rapid updates as others start getting theirs, and Atari is waiting for your feedback. Rapid updates? Doubt it. Is there a reply? Feedback was my goal. I hope this contributes. Just Claus, as the first non-developer to get one and show it working, you had a great opportunity to show something interesting and get views. I don't understand why you wasted that. It cannot be a surprise, but we also find the comments and history on the web and YouTube, but seeing the machine running is very interesting. Did you apply the day one update like they wrote? He's not replied yet, so we don't know. Did that download okay? How long did it take? Maybe this would fix the issues. Did you try the mobile phone controller with the account? Were you supposed to follow up on any feedback? I saw a few Atari VCS 800 on eBay, all from one person. Not sure if they really had the console. Probably not. It's like when you see people selling a PS5 on eBay before they even received it. You're just buying nothing until it turns up. The developer of Guntech, that's Yanni Penton, who I mentioned, made some nice videos showing his dev kit console and the gameplay and playing the game. Almost literally, I hope Atari resolves your issues with the store and refunds your extra purchase. I will avoid buying anything from Atari's store until it is confirmed and the bugs are worked out. This is only the beginning. By the time the full retail launch happens, things may look a lot different. Butch Russell, no being funny, but just the size of it puts me off. It's tiny. The Atari set-top box. as tiny as Piper Perry. Don't Google that name from work, that's for sure. Kraz Productions, pros and cons. Pros, the system is upgradable and really responsive, which is great for play mechanics. Cons, not a big library. I would like to see what the store has to offer. If you could show us a quick video. I was not an original backer, but caught on after the Indiegogo closed. My pre-order will arrive after everyone else, sadly, so see as much as you can show would be appreciated. I plan to tweak my copy and mess around with both software and hardware. And got a few more comments. Just Trooper Fofofo. It's actually real. Hopefully we'll see some games made for TX Entertainment. They're putting the Payback series on it, whatever that is. I really hope to see some Atari Jaguar games. I doubt it. I think that's pretty hard to emulate anyway. 5600 games will only get them, but so far. But I feel like if they can get Jaguar games on, it'll be great. No one is as much fun as some Jaguar games can be. They won't be. People won't be buying it for that. I also like to see a lot of the games that Atari published between 2000 and now and so on. Yeah, don't hold your breath. And that's the guy who mentions that Atari VCS Vault is Atari Vault on Steam, and that the Volume 2 is just the add-on. This is the guy who just Edward doesn't like the old Atari 2600 games. Mitchell, I like your honest opinion on the console. I purchased it when they were having a sale. I'm expecting it next month. Good luck with that. I'm actually getting it next month now because they might have something worked out and have more variety. Social media, Mihan looks like an Android TV box and a weak one at that. Well, the at least the demo seen on the Amico look a lot better. But even then, they're saying that's still overpriced for what it can do. Just get an NVIDIA Shield. Mars, he's always there. Enjoy. Ever the optimist. And then that's the one where the guy who referred to Pitfall not being on this because it's an Activision title. Although Trooper says one of the flashback consoles had it, so it's possible that it could be. But maybe that's just a license for the flashback itself. But yeah, it's just more comments about Vault 1 and 2. Yeah, from what I see, you have to pay for downloading the AntStream app. That's what I was saying. Yeah, it's a subscription service. I've not read this prior to just looking at it now. Yeah, it's a free download on every other platform. You obviously just pay for the monthly service. So weird. Why would you have to pay for just download the damn thing? Jimmy, they should have way more games for it because of how long this has been announced. Delayed some more. Steaming cash grab. That's a takeaway from that. And finally, Jan Jacobs, oh man, that's not good. Does sandbox mode work? Hopefully also throwing some emulators on there at least. What's the point? Let's be optimistic and hope the story is just a minor bug. But I got a bad feeling about this, like Harrison Ford. This one is not for me because I got a lot of 2600 cartridges which don't fit in that system. Well, they won't because there's nowhere to plug them. I hope a nice and good budget FPGA console will come one day for my cartridges. Don't hold your breath. The Polymega, or as Metal Goatee Rocks, Metal Scam Artist Rocks said, the Polymega. Yeah, that was supposed to be an FPGA console where they actually used the original hardware, and it just turned into an emulation mess. So yeah, don't hold your breath, John Jacobs. 2 more replies. I don't recall seeing anything about Sandbox. Do you mean PC mode? I haven't messed with that yet. Yeah, that's the PC mode. Booting other operating systems, I believe from USB, but it would make way more sense to use that expansion slot, I would think. You probably need USB to be formatted as FAT32. So, but again, as I said before, even if you did have another operating system, you'd have to pay for it. I understand. I think Linux is free. Well, it comes with Linux, doesn't it? But I think it does. I don't know. I've had a sleep since then. But Windows, if you bought Windows 10 for it, you'd be paying extra for that. That's at least £80 or something. So yeah, it's arrived, and I know he looks like he wishes it hadn't. Oh well. What do you think of all this? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. In the meantime, please like this video, share with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. Click on the little bell for all the notifications, and cue Genesis.